These unique and alluring instruments are currently on display in a new exhibit at the Morse Museum. The more than 24 music boxes and automata are part of Murtaugh Guinness's personal collection. Most of them have never been made available to the public until now. The permanent Guinness collection opened a decade ago, and the museum is using the 10th anniversary to show off and educate people about these fascinating instruments. Inside the temporary exhibit are over 24 pieces. A keyboardless piano and musical grandfather's clock are just two of the pieces on display. Jeremy Ryder is the conservator of the Guinness collection, and he describes what museum goers will be drawn to once they step inside the exhibit.
A lot of people that come into the room, this exhibit, will be attracted by the cabinet, the case styles and the cabinet styles, the craftsmanship of the cabinets and the music boxes and all the different individual pieces. Many of them are really, if not unique, they were custom ordered pieces or exhibition pieces that you normally do not see. Some few of the automata are always crowd pleasers, and we have the Pierrot Écrivain and a clown that thumbs his nose at the public as you walk by it. They're humorous pieces, and many of them have never been out exhibited to the public since the collection came here over 10 years ago.
In addition to the instruments, the exhibit is a celebration of Murtaugh Guinness's life. Guinness was one of the elders of the Guinness Brewery in Dublin, Ireland, and spent most of his life living in New York City. During his life, Guinness collected over 750 mechanical musical pieces and automata.
We're in the 10th anniversary of the permanent exhibition gallery for the Guinness objects having opened here at the Morse Museum. And we're trying to celebrate the individual, Mr. Guinness himself, and put a little bit more of a human touch on him rather than the objects themselves. So we wanted to create a little bit more of a collection room, a living room type atmosphere where these pieces really show off in a very nice, amicable way, you might say.
Included in the exhibit is the musical box that sparked Guinness's interest in these types of instruments. After receiving this black box from his mother as a gift, Guinness's fascination with these instruments took on a life of its own.
And it's relatively innocuous, small, Swiss-style cylinder music box, but it's where it started. And it shows people that it doesn't have to every day grow to the extent that Mr. Guinness took it. But everyone can enjoy the technology and the performance, the entertainment value in these instruments, as well as the history.
With the exhibit set up in a way to resemble a home, it's only fitting that we take a look at a few instruments that could be in a person's living room. Ryder described a couple of the pieces in great detail, beginning with a piano.
This piece is called a Welte Mignon reproducing piano. It's a keyboardless style made in Leipzig, Germany, about 1905 to 1910. You would have found these in homes as well as restaurant, a hotel lobby, somewhere where it can entertain the public, and or in your private home, just entertain you while you were having dinner or lunching. We have over 450 music rolls, particular to this type of instrument. And without further ado, I think this is Castle House Rag, and it's played by the artist himself.
A second piece in the temporary exhibit is a grandfather's clock, but instead of just having a gong going off at the top of each hour, this one is a little more musical.
And this next piece is one of two known to exist, musical compound grandfather's clocks made by Judicus Mortier in Ghent, Belgium. And this dates from right around 1785, 1786 period. It has a 3-foot long hammered dulcimer inside of it, as well as 2 ranks of pipes, organ pipes. And we'll hear a tune from this.
One of the things Ryder says he hopes people learn about Mr. Guinness is that he not only enjoyed collecting these types of instruments, but also showing his love and joy of them with others.
He had not only a passion for the instruments, but he had a passion for sharing it. Uh, Back when he started collecting, there was very little written information historically about mechanical music or music boxes. So during the 1940s, 50s, 60s, it was a learning experience between the different collectors of discovering these objects, who made them, what countries, what music they played, who did they originally sell to, who bought them, how were they used originally, and what an important entertainment vehicle device that they were at that time. Because before radio, before TV, before any of the entertainment devices that we have at our fingertips today, these were that new technology of that day.
For Ryder, being the curator of the Guinness collection is more than just a job. It's his passion and a major part of his life. When he was a young boy, he and his family became friends with Guinness. It was a relationship that grew over time, much like Guinness's collection.
My brother, my sister, and myself, we grew up around musical boxes and some automata at a very early age. And it was also at that early age, about 1.5 to 2 years old, that Mr. Guinness came out from New York to find our father, who we heard was a collector of these as well. And they hit it off to a lifelong friendship. So from about 2 years old on, our family watched his collection grow exponentially in a way that not many collectors have the ability to. So it was a lot of fun, and going into parties and visiting him and seeing all these new finds that he would find from around the world and bring home.